Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ba'd. Beloved brothers and sisters in Islam, this is your favorite brother Mustapha Suleiman. You're welcome to another series of our reminders. Today, inshallah, I want to share my experience of yesterday's Jumu'ah. How I attended my Jumu'ah and what I learned from the Imam, the Khatib of yesterday's Jumu'ah. I personally benefited a lot, and I think, it is essential that I share my benefits with you, and, so we could all have something to benefit from yesterday's khutbah. From my Jumu'ah. I attended Jumu'ah here in Benin City, Nigeria, at the AIG Zone 5 Central Mosque here in Benin City, and the Khatib, the Imam of yesterday's Jumu'ah, was Ustaz Abu Hanifa. He gave us, his sermon on some etiquettes, that our Nabi Muhammad has prescribed for us, and he gave us etiquette of eating, etiquette of sleeping, etiquette of, even moving on the road and so on. And as part of his sermon, he reminded us that Allah Azza wa Jal has commanded us in the Quran to spend, and he says, spend, anfiqu, spend, mimma razaqnakum, from what we have provided you. Give out of what we have given you, and if you do that, Allah will increase it for you. And then he gave us an instance. He said, if the richest man in Africa, who happens to be Dangote today, or the richest man in the world, for that matter, asks us to spend what we have completely. So he gives you something, for example, he gives you some money and he tells you, hey, spend what I have given to you. Spend it out, spend it in charity, give it to people, gift it out to people, dash people, everything. And if you do that, I will multiply, I will give you more. So if you were in that position, what would you do? Of course, you would spend, you would give out, you would, dip your hand in your pocket and spend. This is what is expected, all right? But now the Lord of the one who has the wealth, the Lord of the one who, is the wealthiest man in Africa or the wealthiest man in the world, is telling you, spend. In tuqridullaha qardan hasana yudha'ifu lakum wa yaghfir lakum. If you spend out of what Allah has given you, it is like you are giving Allah a loan. You are loaning something to Allah. And if you give Allah a loan, a good loan, Allah will multiply the loan for you, and Allah will forgive you your shortcomings, your sins, on top of multiplying the loan for you. And thereafter, this Imam, may Allah have mercy on him, may Allah preserve him for the Ummah upon goodness, he mentioned again that our attitude towards Allah determines Allah's attitude towards us. And he gave an example. He says, for example, in the Hadith Qudsi, where Allah Azza wa Jal, tells us that if a servant of Allah walks towards Allah, Allah rushes towards him. If you are running towards Allah, Allah will rush to pull you closer to himself. So it therefore means that your attitude towards Allah determines Allah's attitude towards you. And thereafter he says, the verse of Surah Al-Duha, which is the last verse, وَأَمَّا بِنِعِمَةِ رَبِّكَ فَحَدِّثْ, meaning what your Lord has given to you, what your Lord has bestowed upon you, the grace, the favor that Allah Azza wa Jal has given to you, proclaim. And he said, one of the ways of proclaiming what Allah Azza wa Jal has given to you is by spending what Allah has given to you on yourself and dressing for Allah Azza wa Jal. Imagine if you are going to the masjid to observe your salah, and some of us have one particular dress, maybe one particular garment that we bought 10 years ago and so on, and we put this garment in one particular position, and maybe it is even washed once in 2 weeks, or once in a month, or once in a week, as the case may be. And this particular garment is what you use in observing your salah. So every time you go to the masjid, that is your uniform. You go to the masjid with it, whether it's torn, whether it is old, whether it is not ironed, whatever it is, that is what you use to go to the mosque to observe your salah, to meet with Allah Azza wa Jal. And the Imam, may Allah preserve him, also said that Imagine when you are going to hold meetings with other human beings who may not even be Muslims, who may even be Muslims, but they are not Allah, they are not the messengers of Allah. You are going to hold meetings with them. You have to go to the dry cleaners, you have to get your clothes washed and ironed properly, you have to perfume them, you have to look very good because you want to hold a meeting with somebody important. But you are meeting with Allah, ikhwan. You are meeting with Allah. You are going to talk with Allah. That is the essence of the salah. So how do you present yourself? You go with, old clothing and so on? No, you should wear that cloth Allah has given you the means to buy. Allah gave you the means to buy it. Allah gave you the means to acquire it. So wear it for Allah. Iron it for Allah. Perfume it for Allah. Look good for Allah. So there is nothing wrong if you're ironing a garment, so serious that somebody says, "Oh, you have a party to attend," and you say, "No, no party. I'm going for Fajr Salah tomorrow, inshallah." And so they are astonished and they say, "You going for Fajr Salah and you're taking your time to iron this dress?" And you say, "Yes, I have a meeting with Allah. I have a meeting with my Creator." So the way you behave towards Allah, your attitude towards Allah, determines Allah's attitude towards you. Okay, so I just wanted to inform us of this beautiful sermon of this Imam, of this Ustad yesterday, and I hope that Allah Azza wa Jal will preserve him upon goodness, for the Ummah, for the benefit of the Ummah, as well as preserve me and you, as well upon goodness for the benefit of the Ummah, inshallah. And I hope that this reminder will be beneficial not only for me but for you as well as the entire Ummah. Barakallahu fikum wa jazakumullahu khair. وسبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.